Berlin, April 1945. The Third Reich is collapsing. Russian artillery is shaking the city. Buildings are burning. Smoke fills the sky. Inside an underground bunker, Adolf Hitler sits at a wooden table, hands trembling, eyes hollow. The war is lost. His generals stand silently around him. No one speaks. No one dares. And then Hitler asks one question. Not about Stalin, not about Churchill, not even about Eisenhower. He asks, "Where is Patton?" The room freezes. Because even now, even with Berlin surrounded, even with death only days away, there is one man Hitler still fears, General George S. Patton, the American commander who moved faster, hit harder, and terrified the German army more than anyone else. That night Hitler said something about Patton, something his generals never forgot, words filled with anger, respect, and fear. But why would the most ruthless dictator in history worry about one American general? What did he know that others didn't? Tonight, we uncover the secret conversations inside Hitler's final bunker, and the truth about the man even Hitler called the most dangerous Allied commander alive. Before we understand Hitler's fear, we must understand the man, George S. Patton. To some, a hero; to others, a madman; but to the Germans, a nightmare. Patton didn't just fight wars, he lived for them. He studied ancient battles as a child, believed he had lived past lives as warriors. He didn't want medals, he wanted immortality. He once said, "I don't want to die in a hospital bed, I want to die in battle." This wasn't acting, this was who he was. Other generals, careful, defensive, slow. Patton, speed, shock, aggression. While others planned for weeks, Patton attacked today. While others waited for supplies, Patton moved anyway. His philosophy: attack, attack, and keep attacking. Two Germans used to predictable enemies. Patton was chaos, and chaos is terrifying. Africa Corps dominating. Americans inexperienced. German officers laughing at soft Americans. Then Patton arrives. Within weeks, discipline changes. Training brutal soldiers pushed beyond limits. Suddenly, Americans stop retreating. They start advancing. Faster. Rommel notices. Reports come in. New American commander, highly aggressive, unpredictable. German intelligence writes one name, Patton. Where Patton fights, German defenses collapse faster. Pose say, Americans attacking day and night. No rest, no pause, like machines. German officers whisper, "This one thinks like us." That scared them most. Because Patton didn't fight like Americans. He fought like a German blitzkrieg general. Fast armor, relentless pushes, no mercy. He was using Germany's own tactics. Against Germany, Hitler's HQ. Maps everywhere. Officers reporting losses. A general says, "American Third Army advancing rapidly under General Patton." Hitler interrupts. "Patton." He already knows the name. Intelligence reports stacked on his desk. Photos, movements, predictions. He studies Patton personally, because Hitler respected one thing above all: aggressive commanders, and Patton reminded him of himself. Hitler shouts, "Why can't our generals move like him?" He attacks without fear. He doesn't wait. He doesn't ask permission. German officers silent because deep down they know Patton is outmaneuvering them again and again and again. One of the biggest twists in World War II. Allies create a fake army, fake tanks, fake radios, fake camps, and guess who they put in charge? Patton. Because Germans feared him most. German intelligence tells Hitler, Patton preparing invasion at Calais. Hitler believes it completely. Even after Normandy landings, he refuses to move divisions, because he says Patton will strike somewhere else. Think about that. One man's reputation fooled the entire Nazi high command. While other armies moved miles per week, Patton moved miles per hour. German radio calls. Patton again. Patton attacking our flank. Patton already behind us. They couldn't predict him. And that unpredictability broke morale. April 1945. Bombs overhead. Maps useless. Everything red. Everything lost. Generals exhausted. Hitler shaking, yet still asking, "Where is Patton now?" Reports say he's moving towards central Germany. Hitler slams table. He will not stop. He never stops. Then he says quietly, Patton is the only one among them who truly understands war. Even his enemies nod silently, because they know it's true. Accounts from officers later revealed Hitler told them, if the Americans had 3 more like Patton, this war would have ended much sooner. That wasn't praise. That was fear. Real fear. From a man who feared almost nothing. The cruel irony. Patton never even met Hitler. Never spoke to him, yet lived rent-free in his mind. While Hitler obsessed over Patton, Patton was already winning, because sometimes psychological war is stronger than bullets. Berlin falls. Hitler dies. Third Reich collapses. But the legend remains. German generals later admit, we feared Patton most, not because he was cruel, not because he was loud, but because he never stopped attacking. And to a retreating army, nothing is scarier than an enemy who never stops. History remembers Hitler as a monster, Patton as a warrior. But even monsters recognize strength. And in his final days, when everything burned, when death stood at his door, Hitler still thought about one man. One general, one relentless force. Because sometimes, the greatest victory isn't defeating your enemy, it's living in their head, until the very end. Even Hitler feared Patton.